Hey, hey, hey.
It's
What's
West
going
Coast
on? West
Wednesday.
Coast Wednesdays. Man, I don't know about you, but all of a sudden I feel like it was starting to freeze in my house. And I don't know what. I think the temperature is dropping. It's supposed to be like 42 degrees tomorrow. I think I'm going to die.
I literally
Um,
turned the heat on. I literally just turned the heat on.
and I've kept it at the same 70 for like this last like few weeks. And so I was like, why is it so much colder right now? Why? Anyways, we're getting cold. It's getting a little blast. Luckily, the rain's gone, hopefully, though, because there's a lot of rain.
I think it's
Welcome to
coming
Girl
back this
Chat
week.
Sports. Is it? Lord.
Yes, sir.
Mo and Mel here. It's Wednesday. We're happy you're joining us. If you're joining us now, please feel free to share with your friends. It's free and they like the entertainment, so why not? And they love us. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Girl Chat Sports. We got some stuff to get into today. As you can tell, I'm proudly sporting my Chicago Bulls, who are in the 10th position in the Eastern Conference. But football season is over for me, and it's time to move on.
It's been over
Time to
for
move
me.
on.
It's been over for
Yeah.
me. So, and I'm not
Well,
sporting no Lakers stuff. My Lakers, we'll talk about it.
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. So if you're in the chat, you have any topics you want to discuss, let us know. Give us a little ring-a-ding-ding. But I want to start off with some hot topics. This one is not sports related, but maybe it's affecting some of the sports people out there. I'm not sure. I know I'm glad I don't bank with them anymore, but apparently Bank of America had a huge glitch in their system with Zelle today. I use Zelle on my other stuff, but apparently Zelle and Bank of America had a glitch. People that were paid through Zelle somehow found all their those funds missing this morning. So people were complaining all left and right on Twitter. It was all over social media. People had like lost money. Apparently those customers should have gotten the money back by this afternoon. Who knows? But you're not going to just take my money like that. Wake up, my money's gone. People were talking about they had negative in their account. Some had like were missing $2,000. Some were missing. Listen, I don't want to see no funds in my accounts. Period. Ever, ever. Anyway, I had to share that because it was a little wild for me. A little wild. Do you bank with Bank of America?
No, I was just waiting to
Oh, okay.
speak. I was waiting till you were done
Oh,
so I could say what I
no,
was
no.
going to say.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
bank with Bank of America. And, it's unfortunate. I woke up to that same news and I'm like, it sucks to be. Bank of America been pulling some shady stuff, though. Let's be clear, okay?
Yes,
They've
yes.
been with the shenanigans. I won't say, the poops, but they've been with the shenanigans for quite some time. And God bless anybody that's still banking with Bank of America, because that is obviously the worst thing that could happen on your day. Especially if
The
those bills
worst.
are hitting on the deposit and they don't
Right?
clear. Yeah.
Yes. Hey, Alicia, thanks for joining. Ditto. I'm also with Wells Fargo for
Shoot,
my
they
main
even
accounts.
worse.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, get y'all credit union, no interest rates. I mean,
I
I'm
do
with
have a
Chase.
credit union. I don't
I'm
got it.
with
You don't get
Chase.
interest rates on my on my checking account though, and there's no
No,
interest
on your
rates there.
savings, like with your savings,
Oh,
you
my
better
savings.
better
Listen,
get.
I got the online one through Ally because their savings right now is up to 3 point something
Yeah,
percent.
you got to go where the high interest rates on the savings are. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
heck yeah.
Yeah,
Heck
Wells
yeah.
Fargo ain't no better. They give out great gift cards and all that
No,
hoopla.
that's
I
just
mean,
my
none of these banks are
check-in.
great. I'm with Chase too, and they're just still monsters. It's just all the banking systems,
I hear you.
You know.
I hear
But
you.
we gotta have it, right? I guess this is,
You gotta have a way to
better gotta
bank. I
have
mean,
it.
there's a
What are you gonna
credit
do?
unions even the credit unions sometimes because they be charging fees to the credit unions that I have. The one that I have, I'm like, I don't even want to use you, but I have it just for
I'm
the
about to open up
incentives,
the
I
Bank of
guess.
Mattress in a minute.
The Bank of Mac,
The Bank of Mattress, yeah, Mac.
all under the
The Bank of
mattress.
Mac, yeah, all in the mattress.
Speaking of money, another hot topic. I'm curious to know when there's going to be more discussion on NILs. You know, this is the first year that collegiate athletes are
Mm-hmm.
able to earn money off their name, image, and likeness.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first time that I've heard of this, there is the Florida quarterback recruit Jaden Rashada. So he had a $13 million NIL deal to go to. So that was his reason to go to Florida. He had committed to somebody else back in like October, November, and then switched over to Florida. They offered him a $13 million NIL deal. Apparently, it fell through. So now he wants out. He's asking for his national letter of intent to be released. He wants it released, and he wants to now find a new school. I'm just curious, like how often this may happen in the future, because apparently the Florida Gators, they have an independent fundraising arm that distributes money to their student athletes in all sports. It's called the Gator Collective. Apparently, the Gator Collective were the ones that were going to be giving him this $13 million deal, and the funding fell through, so their agreement got terminated, and now he is no longer wanting to stay in Florida.
Well, bounce.
Yeah,
Get you in
but I mean, like,
deal where you were promised something you didn't get. I mean, what else is there?
I mean, how often are these athletes able to just kind of resend on their national commit, or on their
I mean, if you're not getting the deal that you were signing up for to begin with, I mean, there's no reason for him to stay unless they find him another.
And is there legal action he can take if he's given a deal?
You reneged.
Like,
you reneged and rescinded. You need to be like that Popeyes kid.
Seriously.
Get you a franchise that has major holdings like Popeyes. Popeyes ain't going nowhere. And get you an NIL deal with them.
Yeah.
Go for these majors. You're talking about $13 million, and you telling me now I don't get the 13? Oh, come on.
They got to do something. They got to do something.
They do.
It was a lot. I just was like, wait, but 13 million as a college student? Could you imagine? Listen, you couldn't tell me. You couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't tell me nothing in school. Then I don't even know I'd be in class at that point.
Good lit. I might switch over to college of business finance or something. But yeah,
man,
that's all I can
that
say.
is something
And that was
serious.
going to be up front or through his tenure of school and playing.
I don't know the exact contract, but I'm assuming it would be through his tenure of playing. But still, 13 million. Whether that, I mean, even if he goes full, I don't even know if he was a freshman, but if he goes full 4 years. That's still like $4,000 a month.
Yeah,
$3,000 a month or a year.
Front or a whole bag, or if they were just gonna divvy it out.
Listen, what's up to Maurice over at the DC Tweet Team?
Hey, Maurice.
You talking about his Popeyes?
Hey, I love Popeyes. Send me some Popeyes. You can post me some Popeyes right now. I will take a 3-piece spicy side of red beans and rice and a Hawaiian punch.
Okay, Hawaiian punch, huh?
Yeah, with Popeyes. Or Dr. Pepper, whichever comes.
Okay. So the other last hot topic, it's one of the guys that we've talked about, friends of friends of friends, Francis Ngannou. So he splits bills from UFC. He was apparently offered $8 million to fight John Jones, which he declined and decided to say peace out to the UFC. He told one of the reporters, they interviewed with him yesterday, so that he felt like he was slapped with money in the face and that they basically told him to take the money and shut up. So he wanted to, I guess during his negotiations, he was advocating for fighters to receive health insurance and the ability to have an in-cage sponsorship during negotiations, which apparently they weren't trying to budge on. I didn't know. So UFC fighters don't have health insurance, or was he trying to get
his title too? You forgot that part. He got to relinquish that heavyweight title, so he's relinquished.
Dana's hot. Dana's mad.
But shout out to Markel Martin, because I did just talk to him last Monday, and he already gave me context clues that this was kind of going that way, and it was going to happen. Just sitting waiting patiently for news to break. Good for him to get out of there.
Yeah,
because we already know what the monstrosity we've got when you're dealing with UFC and you're dealing with Dana White.
Right.
So I'm not really surprised. I'm not shook by this. I think Francis has bigger and better things that he will now pursue. Everybody in the comments, when he was stripped of the heavyweight title, they're like, dude, you did the right thing. This was smart.
Absolutely.
Hollywood's called, you've got options.
He didn't want that control no more.
Well, think of it as he fell for the control. And that was a problem too, because they sell you on a dream. And then when you see the reality of the nightmare of that dream, you got to get out some kind of way. And that's just basically what happened in a nutshell, as it was kind of explained to me.
I'm glad. Yeah. So did you hear of anything of what may happen next with him? Or
no, not as of yet. I mean, I have some stuff I can tell you off record that I can't really disclose that was going on, because there's a lot of drama.
Well, I know he was doing good in those movies, so I'm sure we'll see more of him on the big screen.
Get a deal, but it's just a matter of who he's going to align himself with at this point, Right. And one thing for sure I could say is there were people that had his back in his corner that he chose not to listen to and listen to UFC instead. And they kind of bit him in the butt. So this is what kind of you see.
And that's unfortunate. But hey, everybody learns. Everybody learns and goes on.
And I love Francis, I missed him. That's one of my best customers. Shout out to Francis Ngannou. my God.
Yes,
But the fact that you brought
yes.
up an interesting point about the healthcare thing, I did not know that they were not getting that.
How are you in a sport where you're getting bludgeoned and beaten, but you don't? I mean, is it just maybe you just have health insurance during fights, or maybe he was asking about like long-term health insurance that maybe
Maybe
even
it's the
post-fighting?
aftercare. Maybe it's the post-fighting. They need it. I mean, I'm
You would
sure
think. I
they've
mean,
got some concussion up there with those head blows and body blows. There's got to be some internal, some
or even
damaging that
them
has lingering
wrestling
effects.
ears, even like those things. I feel
Yeah,
like
the cauliflower, like they get all that in
cauliflower
there. Like, I
ears be
mean, my goodness,
like,
I don't know.
ouch.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going on a lot. We got to get into some jugadores because
Oh yeah.
there's some interesting ones, some sad ones, and some what? Huh? Like, so with what? For all of our Vegas Golden Knight fans out there, I'm sure most of us have known.
This is ridiculous.
Robin Lehner, one of our goalies, filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy here in Nevada at the end of December. He cites in his bankruptcy that people have looked into that they owe up to about $50 million to in debts to dozens of creditors. So dozens, apparently it's under 50, but I'm sorry, how do you even have 50 creditors after you? And when you just signed a contract for, what was it, 20-some million dollars? But
40
I
million.
digress.
40 million.
So apparently, he was sued back in November by a Wisconsin leather company that Lehner and his father failed to make payments on a business loan that they received from them, which I guess it was like $1.2 million that they, or no, there's a business loan they had done. Well, then there's another one. There's a debt. Hang on. There's a whole debt of $1.2 million in missed payments for collection of rare snakes that he purchased in 2017. Rare snakes.
What are they doing in Sweden, man? What's the Switzerland's bank accounts looking like?
But here's the deal: the snakes he keeps on his reptile farm in Missouri.
Yeah.
Why do you even have a reptile farm, first of all? Why are you spending $1.2 million? That's half the cost of the house he bought here in Summerlin, which was like 2.85.
And sadly, he the owner that he went into business with got killed. Got murdered by his own wife on the snake farm.
Unbelievable.
But this could be a total movie. It really could. And it's just crazy.
I would be interested to see how this, again, there's up to 50 creditors that they had to send this bankruptcy notice off to, including his brokerage, or whoever owns the house. It's under his I don't know, LLC or whatever, but
I'm sorry, he had a 5-year, $25 million deal. I thought it was $40 million, but he can't even. He's really underwater with all of this.
50 mil.
And why the snake?
I want to know how much of it his wife knew about, or if she was in on all this.
Could you imagine? She's getting a divorce. She's been in divorce. She's trying to divorce him since December, and she's asking for millions.
Wow. Yeah. Because I thought they filed together for bankruptcy.
Well, they may have, but she's filing for divorce from his butt.
Oh my. And he's also not playing right now. So.
Right, because he's out on injury, and he could possibly not play. You know, he's out on injury for the rest of the season. So, I don't know. What I'm confused by is why the snake business. What's the investment with the exotic?
I mean, do you have like a snake, like an exotic like snake farm, or like a petting zoo, or are people? Are you making money off these pets by any means? Like, I just don't see how you invest into it, huh?
Obviously not if he's under, and then the owner, the co-business partner, dies, and you just got these snakes and they're hatching.
Sounds like some kind of slithering slumlord.
Slithering crazy. I think the internet, people buy rare exotics. I get that. There's exotic pet stores locally.
$1.2 million worth.
I mean, what kind of albino pythons are these? I don't know. I'd have to see them. I'm not a big snake person, but
let's get real Tarzan on it. I want to have him go check out the reptile farm and see what's going on.
Somebody's got to pick up that farm and save those snakes. I don't like snakes, but what are you going to do with all of them? They can't roam in Missouri like that. and show up in people's toilets.
And I
How
feel like
remote was
there's
the
I feel like
location?
there's
Like, I'm
enough
nervous.
snakes in Missouri or the swamps that you
I don't know. I'm scared
that.
though, because I don't want to see an
Yeah,
anaconda
Maurice.
bite me on my
It's
butt.
a
If
big
I'm
waste
sitting
of
there.
cash. Like, I feel like there
It
was a
is a big
lot more
waste
you
of
could be
cash.
doing with $1.2 million.
I think he went in with his buddy and was just like, "Yeah, let's do this. There's exotic breeds. We could crossbreed. We could make hybrids. We could do this. We could do that." I understand.
Like it's a golden doodle investment.
Yeah, like I'm making a Spanish albino python that's got rainbow coating. Like, I don't know. Give me a viper mixed with a I don't know.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy because I think also
Give me a cottonmouth rattlesnake mixed with, I don't know.
You sound like you have some knowledge in the snake game.
Well, the snakes are desert people. They're desert animals. We have to be familiar with them.
I don't want to see not near a snake ever.
I don't ever either, but I knew people that had snakes, and I know, especially going to school down south, that was the thing. The college kids had snakes. Oh. That was just the thing. So
the thing to do.
The thing to do. And their dorm rooms, and people were snake people, and I just was like, oh my God, this is crazy. But that's what they do. So I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit past its time to even invest in something like that. Like, we could have done something way more creative than Snake Farm.
What in Jurassic Park were those dudes doing with the snakes? I mean, maybe they had some extinct.
They didn't have any doggone iguanas or no, Komodo dragons or nothing. They didn't have no other kind of reptilians, no lizards, no nothing else to go with this mix. It was just these snakes. And what's going to happen to the snakes?
Well, I read in the article that he was really concerned about making sure that if they do go into bankruptcy and the snakes or whatever get taken, that someone needs to go there because they have to be cared for and dealt with. So don't get PETA involved because they'll be on it.
Well, wildlife people will be definitely. I mean, don't get fashion mavens involved. They skin boots and handbags and everything, belts and everything else going with that.
Ooh, could you imagine?
Maybe that's what they were doing it for. Maybe it's for Lux Goods. Maybe they were gonna skin them and make great skins. I don't know. I'm throwing out trying to rationalize this. It's crazy as heck.
Snakeskin boots,
belts, hat. Like, I'm off of the python. Like, I have a python bag. I'm sorry, PETA, but I do it. Guilty. Minks, whatever.
All right, and some not so funny stuff. There was a big thing hoopla that happened this past weekend. So Alabama men's basketball player, he got charged with capital murder in connection with an early Sunday morning shooting near the campus that killed a 23-year-old Janaea Harris.
Because she turned him down.
Well, here's the deal. I read a little more into it. He actually is not the shooter. Per investigations and per the police in Alabama, I forgot the county, they stated that he provided the gun, but that he was not the one that fired the weapon.
Yeah, I knew that, but because she said no to you, you retaliate because you ask her out and she says no. And you get upset.
That's what we're doing now?
That's the reason, yeah. But this has been the culture. A lot of people are doing this. They are not taking rejection very easily. Their ego is that bruised. Like, you could have had a future. Charlamagne made him donkey of the day the other day because that was the reason of this whole melee. Because the girl turned you down.
The whole thing. I mean, whatever happened to just saying, hey, and you throw out the B word or something? Because I feel like that's usually what happens when guys give it. Like, oh, well, you ain't nothing anyway, and I ain't like it.
They shouldn't even be throwing that out. Just take your criticism.
I mean, I'm just saying, but like, how are we escalating it from this to like now we're shooting at?
But feel motivated enough to say, I'm not hot now.
Men and their small egos. They're so
rappers are
like
eggshells. About this. They have said this. Back then, girls didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all want me. Wouldn't that motivate you to be like, okay, I'm going to show you. That's what the guys used to do back in the day. If you got dissed, they'd be like, I'm going to show you. I'm going to be somebody. Jay-Z's rapped about it. You know what I mean? Mike Jones rapped about it. Like, that's your motivation. You get dissed and you're like, guess what? I'm on the Alabama basketball team. You don't know where I'm going to go. But no,
exactly. I could be in the league and you missed out on this.
And you got punkish and said, I'm just going to retaliate.
What's up, Justin? He said if he provided, he may as well have shot than pulled the trigger, which is why him and the person who shot the gun are both being held for capital murder. And apparently there might not even be a court hearing to address the initial cause, or for the initial court, we might not even do like 30 or 60 days. They're just sitting there. Take him
Well,
back
let him sit
in the
because
county
that was
jail.
just unnecessary and uncalled for.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, Marisa. Toxic masculinity is deadly serious.
Yeah,
These
and we've
beta
heard
males
cases of
can't take
this. They
rejection.
can't, and we've heard cases of this before where women have literally gotten beat up, killed, or something
Absolutely,
heinous
because
because
they can't
they
handle it.
calmly rejected a guy. And so I'm trying to be polite to these guys out here. Even if you say a no and they still get persistent, and then you get aggressive and like I meant no, they still in their mind feel like
And
it's a
I'm
need to
walking
hurt
away.
you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
feels like it's a need to grab you and just do some things to you
No, no,
because you didn't turn
no.
them down. Guys,
It's a
I need y'all to
terrible
man up.
time.
What's going
Yeah. And
on,
please, if you're a
young
father out
guys?
there, please teach your children differently. Like, it's got to start changing somehow.
Teach them
So,
to be men. Teach them to be
yeah.
men.
Yeah.
Teach them to be men and gentlemen. My
And then we
goodness,
have
we all get
a
rejected.
of course, that's part of life. We got a returner for the Jugadores.
Oh yeah, who's back?
This
Oh
guy can't stay out of it.
yeah. I woke up this morning with all that crazy stuff. What is wrong with him?
Antonio Brown back in the news. So apparently, I think it was like on Monday or maybe it was Tuesday. There was some explicit pictures and videos leaked on Snapchat of the mother of his kids, Chelsea Chris. And she had made a statement on Instagram, like a little whatever about trying to stay out of it. That he knows not to do stuff like that. Well, but he says his account was hacked. His Snapchat account had been. I'm sorry.
Who's
So if your
filming? I'm sorry. You're
no,
filming the snap. I don't get
but
that.
not even. I mean, it could be uploaded. It could have been some. But my thing is, even if
You're
your
still filming.
Snapchat is hacked, how are they hacking your phone for them to upload the videos that you still have on your phone?
The thing of it is you're still taking videos.
Well,
At the
he'd
end of
been
the day,
taken. Well,
you
she was.
take
I'm sure, and she was fine with the videos too, or else they wouldn't have been there.
He did that Snapchat. Let's not be stupid. This man did that
I know that.
Snapchat.
I get it.
He did it. Talking about if might have been hacked. That's a PR move. Your PR team is working mad overtime for you, sir. I'm surprised.
They said his PR team is like on caffeine 24/7, trying to pull
on
out
caffeine,
fires left
on
and right.
Pepto, on everything. I'd be on Pepto. This mama stomach would be hurting so bad for this guy. I'd be like, oh my God, again. So we have to spin it like this. Your phone was hacked. That's what we're gonna say.
Yeah, now your
But you
phone's
can't be
hacked. You
pulling this
probably
crazy
weren't just
stuff.
pissed off the other day, a little intoxicated, got out and kicking it, and then he wanted to just be a jerk, which we know him to be. So,
I mean, you're in the pool showing your booty. You're acting a donkey out in Dubai. Like, you're doing this stuff purposely, sir. No one has time to be putting out your fires. But it's 2023.
But he's paying someone well for it. That's for sure.
Yeah. Till the money runs out. I mean, it's like 2023. He just needs to stay relevant. We need to not forget about AB, basically, is what he woke up to us saying today.
I'm sure we'll be reminded that a few more times this year.
I'm sure.
Even though he ain't played a lick of football all season long.
No, look, the football matters not. He's totally down celebrity personality.
He's rapping. He's courtside,
Yeah, it's not.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, heck or not. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
They
gosh.
do. He recorded the videos. Come on.
Hacked out those videos, had to get recorded some type of way.
Snapchat.
Well, I feel like them getting recorded. I mean, that could have been a thing that they did together. But of course, she doesn't think that he's going to go and use them for his Snapchat.
What happened was she probably didn't think that they was going to either screen record and put it up on social media, maybe, or she was too caught up in that. You know what I mean?
I don't think those were live. I mean, it wasn't like he was doing it while he was on Snapchat. I feel like those were just videos you save, and you can always upload, old pictures.
Girl, you can feel that all you want to. He was right there snapping away because them clips is only 5 seconds. Clip 1, clip 2, clip 3, and we only saw a little bit of the one clip, and that was just very amateurish. By the way, wasn't even worth putting up on the internet because that seemed fake. Anyway. So, I mean, like I said, he just wants the attention. He is a clown. He just wants the attention. Mm-hmm. And we have given him enough time. So let's move on.
We have given him a lot of time.
Yeah.
Moving on to some bigger and better news here in the Las Vegas sports scene. They couldn't get no better than Las Vegas for the WNBA All-Star game, right? They tried to again in Chicago last year. I don't feel like it was very
Wasn't a vibe.
No, Vegas is the spot. And of course, now for the third time, Las Vegas will be hosting the WNBA All-Star game this summer, July 14th and 15th at Michelob Ultra Arena. Tickets had gone on pre-sale. I think it was Tuesday to Wednesday. And then they're open to the public tomorrow, the 19th at 10 a.m. You just got to go to accessaxs.com. The tickets are said to be between $28 and $1,000. When I did go on the pre-sale site yesterday, floor seats are what was left or open to pick from, which was like the second row of the floor. They were for $495 a piece. And the second level of Michelob Ultra was starting at $38. There was really nothing in those 100s that was available for pre-sale, but maybe that changes tomorrow when it's open to the public. So we shall see just what tickets are available. So if you want to get out to Vegas, January 14th to 15th, they're going to have a 2-day fan fest. There'll be like the 3-point shooting contest on Friday. Saturday is going to be the All-Star game. So
good.
Yeah, it's going to be a good look. Speaking of those aces, Mo and I, we did go to the UNLV Running Rebels basketball game on Monday for the Aces night. And the Aces were in the house. Coach Becky Hammond, Asia Wilson, Jackie was there as well as some of the coaching staff. And of course, Buckets. Buckets we had a ball with. He's always fun to watch.
Buckets is a vibe.
I'm glad it's still the same Buckets from the season, because he has a good vibe for sure. Or she. I just assume it's a guy, but I could be wrong.
They. We'll use the pronouns of they.
They. That's a good one. Yeah, they do. And then the Lady Rebels beat Boise State, and here's that nice little shot from Alyssa Brown. And the Lady Rebels game is good. So they're 7-0 in the conference. They're number one in the Mountain West. Only have lost 2 all season that were out of conference. So they're looking good. It was nice. I saw the news. I can't remember what channel it was, but this was my first Lady Rebels game for this season. I didn't know if they wore the hoodie jackets that Coach Hammond and the rest of her team does all season, or apparently they might have done it just for the Aces night too. And
it looked like they just did it for homage for them.
Yeah, it was nice. It was cute though. It was really cute to have hoodie jackets on.
Yeah,
but the ladies are great.
Behind me, who was up into the game first half, and then shout out to him for snoring the rest of the second half of the game.
He was on some shots.
He was 2 shots, and he would name either flu or COVID. Then 2 shots, He would either name Jack or tequila, and then after that, all of that's the best of him.
It was a siesta all second half.
It was siesta the rest of the second half. He knew what these ladies were gonna do. He had his little Aces hat on. Santa was chilling. He had his, chin.
Oh my God, he was hilarious.
I was hearing him calling hogs,
snoring in Mo's ear like nobody's business.
Oh my God. Whistles being blown, calls, all kinds of excitement, and he's still chilling siesta time. He didn't wake up till the end of the game.
Oh my God.
He went up to the end of the game and told us bye. Shout out to him though. I hope to see him again.
Man, that was good. That was so good.
Shout out to him, man. That made my night with him sleeping like that. Let me tell you something. A lot of the older seasoned vets, alumni that come out to the game, there were a lot of seniors at that game. First of all, I didn't understand why that game was 8 o'clock. That was pretty late.
That was a late game.
That was a late game because,
and I don't think the guys had a game beforehand. So
no, 8 o'clock. Yeah, it was past his bedtime. I don't think he was gonna make it.
Maybe it's because like the Aces and other people had other things to do for like Martin Luther King Jr. Day or something.
Possibly, because they did have floats, and shout out to them, and shout out to the Raiders who had a beautiful float. Shout out to Sandra Douglas Morgan was there representing with the Raiders. Huge float, looked amazing. Aces float looked amazing. Shout out to everybody from the community that showed up to that. I heard that it got canceled because there was a downpour of hail, and they had like 100 entries. 100 entries in the parade. No. And I think they stopped at like 60 or 80, something like that.
Well, I kept seeing I went to Seattle for the 24 hours, so I didn't get a chance to be here for the parades and stuff. But I saw some of the people that were out there. Everybody had their umbrellas. And shout out to those that showed up and went to the parade still, because like weather didn't deter them. So that was good.
Yeah. I mean, for all those entries and everything, I mean, it worked. But the others that didn't get to participate, hopefully they can think of something next year to kind of have that going. But yeah,
Right.
big turnout for the attendance of people participating in that.
That's great. That's great. Our Vegas Gold Knights, they got 2 games left for their homestand. I think they had
Okay.
7 originally. They
Right.
lost their last 2. They lost on Monday. They lost, I think, on Saturday. But we are still number 1. However, our lead at number 1 has got a lot smaller, and that is mainly because the Seattle Kraken had a 7-game win streak on the road, which I think is the first in history, in NHL history,
What?
or something like that. The Kraken went off. They didn't just lose their last 2 games, but they had 7 straight. So now they are only a couple games behind the Golden Knights for that first place in Pacific Division.
Wow. Shout out
So
to them. And shout out to Weeks. It was his birthday yesterday. Did he go to the Kraken
it
game?
was.
Looks like he
No,
was
the Kraken
there.
game was Monday.
Oh,
I'd
Monday,
asked him
okay.
if he was having like a day drinking for his birthday. He was like, no, I have to work. Well, just thought I'd ask.
Yeah. Well, happy birthday, Weeks. A very loyal listener and
Yes.
Girl Chat Sport enthusiast. We appreciate your support
Very much
always.
so.
And happy birthday to you.
And speaking of the Vegas Golden Knights, they do have some new merch out specifically for the Lunar New Year and the Year of the Rabbit. So you can grab some of these items at the Arsenal, or down at the T-Mobile. Also up here at the what's the
practice facility over there, Red Rock. Yeah,
I
forgot what it's called.
Right here in my house, and I can never.
Yeah, next to the ballpark.
But yeah, so I think these are pretty cool. It's dope to see the year. I'm not the rabbit. I'm a year of the horse, but it is cool to see those for the Lunar New Year. So shout out.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Also, our desert dogs are back here on the 20th. They are 0-4, so there's a little work to be done.
But they will be. Right?
Yes, that's the lacrosse team.
Yeah.
They will be here on Friday against the Vancouver Warriors at Michelob Ultra, 7:30. Their games are also, the away games are also on my LV TV, which gets shown at all Nacho Daddy locations. So if you want to watch the lacrosse game when they're on the road, you can watch them at Nacho Daddy here in Las Vegas. Also, for those that have been to a game, what's cool is they have the dog house. The dog house is like on the very edge of the lacrosse field, but it's for 21 and over. So they have a bar in there. They have little food things, whatever.
Oh, cool.
$49.
Oh, very cool. That's not bad.
And you're right there behind the glass of the lacrosse field. So
that's not bad.
No, not at all. Not at all.
That's cool. It looks like some stuff's going on in the city then this weekend.
There is some stuff. We need to talk about some wildcard weekends and the upcoming divisional. Just to put that into what's happening. Sorry, I just noticed that my computer wasn't plugged in, so I don't want power to die, and then the whole show goes to shit.
Right. And you guys go fade to black.
Fade to black, and we're gone, and we're out. Yeah. Hey, I do want to show a little, I love my favorite guy, Benchmore Brown. If you don't follow him on social media, it's hilarious. But here's his coverage of what happened during Wildcard weekend.
Man, I was hanging out with Jake Plummer on his mushroom farm all weekend, so I didn't see the games. Could you tell me what happened? How do you know Jake Plummer? You don't need to know. All right, whatever. The 49ers dominated the Seahawks because their defense is scary and Brock Purdy refuses to look like a rookie. Sounds like he played pretty good. Just so you know, that pun has an expiration date and it's approaching. Trevor Lawrence threw a pick. What? And another pick. What? And an interception. What? And a fourth pick. What? Yeah, that was it. He threw 4 of them in the first half, so the Jags lost. Nope, because they were playing the Chargers. That's right. The Dolphins kept it close against the Bills because Josh Allen kept throwing interceptions while targeting washed-up receivers that they signed off the street. Maybe stick to throwing to Diggs instead. The Minnesota Vikings set out to prove they weren't frauds by beating the New York Giants. And they failed miserably because they were, in fact, frauds. What a surprise. The Bengals beat the Ravens in a surprisingly close game because Tyler Huntley handed them the ball on a silver platter. Bon appetit. Don't do that. Okay. And the Cowboys handled the Bucs pretty easily, even though their kicker might have been drunk. Wow, sounds like the first round was pretty wild. Anything normal happen? Well, once again, there's rampant speculation about the futures of both Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, and it's giving me both deja vu and a migraine. Oh, so that's why I've been seeing spots.
So,
4 interceptions to 4 missed field goal kicks. One team throws 4 interceptions. One team throws 4 kicks. Yeah.
Brett Maher.
I'm thinking this is now, you know what? I have come to the decision now that sports is strictly entertainment. And
at this point, it has to
be. You missed 4 field goals.
Hang on, and it was his 5th straight, because if you went to week 18, he missed his last one. So he had technically 5 straight missed field goals.
Yeah, so we're in sportsbook territory now. That's what we're talking right now. So I'm just thinking at this point now,
And the
we're
media
just into
beating
this.
him up too.
Yeah. I mean, it's entertainment at this point. I mean, we're not looking at the sport of this whole thing at this point. It is definitely some entertainment stuff. They call it entertainment. It is now an entertainment type of entity. They're not calling it sports anymore. They're literally calling this entertainment. So we're just gonna
There's
roll
a
with
whole
it.
clip also from Eli Manning and Peyton, or Peyton and Eli's Monday Night Football game, because they couldn't believe it. Peyton was getting up out of his
I don't
chair.
know why, because
He
he's
couldn't believe
wrestlers
it was
also
3,
why.
and then it was 4, and then it was
Yeah,
just he couldn't. I couldn't.
you wouldn't make that stuff up.
So now we are left with the Niners versus the Cowboys
Boy, the clothing for that.
for the divisional
Yeah.
divisional championships.
And not to
Divisional
mention all
playoff.
these refs missing all these different types of calls.
Listen, the Seahawks game was really crap about these calls. It was disgusting, the calls that were missed during this. I mean, I can't blame it all on calls because we didn't play great. We didn't play at all that second half. But those calls, there was definitely a hold on DK Metcalf when he was going towards the end zone.
Absolutely. Holding calls don't get called.
It was
That's
tough.
been a thing.
I needed most of
now.
Sunday to calm down. But yeah, so
totally entertainment.
What's surprising is that head coach Mike McCarthy is going to stick with Brett instead of looking for potential replacements, because it's basically, he'd rather prefer to find a solution than to have to look for a replacement at this point. Which,
and if he loses,
my thing is, why after 2 missed field goals, why are you not doing a 2-point conversion?
They can't go for the 2.
Why?
I'm saying they physically cannot go for the 2.
I know that, but
they cannot effectively convert for the 2.
But then you still go miss it. So you still get no points. Like, just go for it. Because this guy obviously is not getting it.
They can't go for the 2, Mel. This is the Cowboys we're talking about. These are the people that are supposed to be going to the Super Bowl, and they're luckily here. Like, they cannot go for the 2, okay? They barely can make field goals. They can't go for the 2. We know who Mike McCarthy is as a coach. Who's about to lose his job.
And Mattress Max won some money off them just during the he put $200,000 on them.
If they don't advance, he's about to lose his job. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job.
Hey, it's gonna be a tight one in San Francisco. They're a great team. Purdy acts like he's not a rookie. Of course, he has a phenomenal team to play behind. And I got to eat my words on all of that. But here's what I do like. I do appreciate that it's nice to watch the 2 teams that I dislike the most, their fan bases going after each other all day long. Like, my feed is just full of back and forth banter and great memes from both Cowboys fans and Niners fans, just going back and forth and hating on each other. So I don't have to do nothing. I just sit back there and watch and listen. And, hey, why not?
It's going to be entertaining. Anyway. Hey, I've been sitting, so I'm just watching it all unfold. It's like a telenovela.
Right.
A lot of upsets. Wasn't expecting those Chargers to be sitting with us.
Listen, and hey, shout out to Trevor Lawrence, who took the whole squad out to Waffle House afterwards to celebrate. But that tells you a lot about this guy, Trevor Lawrence, to have to throw 4 interceptions in the first half and then to come back and still be able to do it all to win.
Shout out to the coach, too. He made a gameplay change that came from the 1940s that hadn't been used in a long time. That was effective enough for these boys to come back. So shout out to him.
That's what you got to do then.
Yeah, you got to sometimes dig in the archives. You dug in that crate, honey. It was like,
or let's also talk about how the Dolphins came back from 17-0 to basically give the Buffalo Bills a run for their money at home in frigid cold temperatures.
And that's why I'm thinking Bills.
Who would have thought that was coming?
Bengals is going to be a very interesting matchup.
Listen,
so
Joe Burrow, Josh Allen.
I'm so excited for that. And Josh Allen, not for nothing, was throwing interceptions that game. Let's be clear. Be clear. You and your home turf, you still throwing interceptions.
Absolutely.
So he's going to target Diggs this game for sure.
And then, like the Bengals, they won, but those Ravens, they could have won that game. They could have
won that too. I think the Ravens threw in the towel and gave up. No Lamar. I don't know. They're a mess.
So this Saturday, we've got the Jags at the Chiefs at 1:30 here on the West Coast. Then you've got the Giants at the Eagles at 5:15. Okay. Sunday's games are going to be starting at noon between the Bengals at the Bills. And then you got the the Cowboys at the Niners at 3:30 on Sunday. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be
Sunday night
Lord.
games.
It's gonna be a Sunday
Shout
night
out
game.
to the Laws family, my brother and everybody that's a Cowboys fan on that side.
Oh, I was gonna say
the
that's
hemisphere.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not even talking to him right now. I'm just gonna stand mute.
Wait until Sunday.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand mute. I'm not saying nothing about nothing. I'm not even making a call. I'm gonna let that just rock. But they ready.
They are. They are. So keep an eye out for all that. It should definitely make things pretty interesting. And I wanted to share this one too. If anybody out there is a big Real Housewives fan like Mo is, because I don't watch them, but Mo has all the updates and always has something good about it to say. She sent this one to me, and it was pretty funny. So this is the Real Housewives of Wildcard weekend.
Yes.
Wildcard teams of the NFL.
Here's to a great wildcard weekend.
Woo! We're gonna have so much fun, y'all. Oh, look, the help is here. I'm just kidding, Giants. But seriously, could you get me another drink?
Sure. Here you go.
Let the games begin.
We beat you once, Bengals. We can do it again. Yeah, but that was when you had Lamar.
Ooh.
Keep my man's name out your mouth! Okay, Will Smith.
Why are you ladies out here by yourselves?
We have trust issues.
Because of your ex-husbands?
No, because of our quarterbacks.
Oh, I get it. They're no Tom Brady. How dare you?
Well, that didn't work out.
That sure did.
Oh, great. Now what am I supposed to jump through?
Rumor has it, Jaguars, the only reason you're even here today is because your division is trash.
Oh, yeah? Well, at least we aren't named after a phone accessory. That is not what we're named after. Then what are you named after? Nobody really knows.
It's the grabbing and the pulling of the hair for me.
Yeah. The Seahawks girl though. Stop.
As Terry Bradshaw would say, I think this weekend's going
Pretty good. Get it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yes.
just too
And
much.
Tom Brady was an epic fail, sadly. It
Yo,
was a abysmal
Tom
fail.
Brady.
Man,
absolutely
he looked like
failed.
Yoda. He's Yoda as a Jedi, but he's Yoda when he was facing, what was it when Yoda was weak? He couldn't do anything. Was it Empire Strikes
And then he like
Back?
walked out that
Faded
stadium
away.
with his tail through his legs, like just
Kissed
little
his
puppy,
parents
poor
and
guy.
thing. Yeah. I don't know if the
That
Raiders
was
want him now.
bad.
I don't know where
Oh,
to take him now.
unbelievable. It's just too much. Way too much. But yeah, thanks for sharing because that was some good giggles.
Yes.
Into some NBA action. So free agency deadline in the NBA is February 9th.
Yeah.
There's a lot of commotion
Yeah.
about who's going where, what they're gonna do. I know LA's trying, your Lakers are trying to make some moves.
Yeah, we are. Are we going to make those moves is the question. And that's where we're trying to figure
And
out.
who are you gonna get rid of for those moves? Because
Exactly. Exactly. I don't know. I just don't
it's
know.
a lot.
I have a question for Darvin Ham, though. You
Yeah.
know, we went into a double overtime game against the Mavericks a few nights back. We managed to beat the Rockets last night, which was good.
Yes, with LeBron's like 48 points. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. But my question is, why aren't you playing Thomas Bryant? Thomas Bryant will play. He starts sometimes. Sometimes he comes off the bench. But he's a really key, efficient center. He'll give you double-digit points early in the first half of the game. But then the second half, you don't play him. I don't understand.
Do you can you like slide in his DMs or something?
I don't
Maybe
know.
ask?
I need to ask. Any Laker people out there that's listening, that's my question with Darvin Ham. We should have won that game against the Mavericks the other night. Double overtime was very crucial. LeBron felt the need, of course, to stay in the game. He's shooting threes that are bouncing off the rim.
Yes.
Dennis
he didn't
Schroeder
hit
was going
one.
for
It was
three
terrible.
every single time.
Well, then you're going against
and that's
Luka
the
too, and Luka's hitting those half court threes like your
And
butter.
Lucas is so dramatic too. Like you were trying to get calls, sir. You were being so extra in that game, especially when we got into overtime, the first overtime.
He learned
You
from
know?
the king. You know, that's how you do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, shoot. Game recognized game. And not for nothing, I noticed an interesting factoid on LeBron. He has played with 9 father-son duos in his career.
I saw that last
9.
one they showed. 9.
9. And did you see the one kid who was like, "You played with my dad"?
Yes. And his
asked him,
dad
"Does he
was
feel
there, I
old?"
think, too.
Yeah. And do you feel old? You feel old yet?
Right.
So I don't know. It's just very interesting how this man's 18 years going on 19 years in this league.
And he
He's
hit
passing the ball big
38,000 points.
Yeah,
and
of
he's
course
got
he did.
316 points left to
Of course he does. Of course
over
he will.
Kareem.
Like, he's gonna be up there for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh
anybody
my
that's gonna go
gosh.
19-year stretch like he is.
Especially if he's gonna still wait for, Bronny to get in the league. That's
So I just think that's utterly ridiculous too. But
there was some big history being made down in Texas, though. The San
Okay.
Antonio Spurs were celebrating their 50th year in the league, and they had a game against the Warriors at the Alamo Dome, which is where they used to play, but they used to branch off or put up a whatever you call those, they used to cut that stadium in half just for their games.
Right.
But there was 68,000 fans there for this game.
It was the returning champions.
Incredible.
Who wouldn't want to see Golden State Warriors?
They said tickets were like $10 or $12. You can get tickets for as cheap as. I mean, that's perfect.
Have you seen the Spurs record? They haven't even won games like that.
I get it, but to be part of history, that's the highest. That's the highest attendance.
I mean, it
in
makes
the
sense
NBA
why it's the
game
highest
regular
for
season.
sure.
So
yeah, it definitely makes sense why.
Your guy John Morant is not only unbelievable, but apparently the league feels that he's still using. He got drug tested yesterday for the 7th time just this season. We're not even at the All-Star break yet, and he's been drug tested 7 times.
And these are the random drug tests.
Random. I'm assuming they're usually after a really good game.
This is just annoying at this point. Like, are you guys
7
literally harassing this guy?
We're not even halfway through the season. Some of these guys that be smoking or doing whatever all day long are never tested once.
I don't see you guys going after Joker. I don't see you going after Luka. I don't see you going after LeBron. I don't see you going after these guys. When they're dropping 50 and 60 and 48, James Harden and all these other people.
Or like Embiid had 41 yesterday.
Okay, so let's go. Let's talk to Joel Embiid too. None of that. It's crazy. It is utterly insane. I don't understand it. I really don't. I understand it, but I don't understand it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm excited tomorrow though. It's the Pistons Bulls game in Paris. So on social media, the two teams. So it was funny though, because there was one guy, I had his picture, but I don't have it anymore. So there was one of the players that a rookie Piston, Jalen Duran, he couldn't make the trip because he lost his passport.
Oh, Jesus. How'd he lose it?
And then from the sound of the article, it sounded like he had lost it well before this game. So you'd think the Pistons could have put that plan in action to get this process faster.
If he disclosed to them that he lost it. You know
clearly he wasn't thinking. I know.
Like, oh, where's your bag? Oh, yeah, I meant to tell you I lost it.
But it's only the second the game. So this is a dope. It's an international game. My squad's over there, so I'm hoping they can pull out a W. But
yeah,
I'd just be down to go there and to be in Paris, really.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Buongiorno. Como te
Buongiorno.
Don't have your passports.
Speaking of international games and segueing into our next group, the WNBA, there's going to be the first international game, preseason game in Canada for the WNBA.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, not the first. I think it's the third, but it's the first since like 2010 or 11 or something like that.
I need Drake to show up in the orange hoodie.
Hello. Tag Drake in this. We need Drake.
Aubrey.
Yes. So the Minnesota Lynx and the Chicago Sky will be playing a preseason game May 13th at the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. The season doesn't begin until the May 19th, so this will be a nice little preseason engagement up in Toronto for all the Canadian fans.
And Drake.
And Drake.
I need you in the orange hoodie.
He better be there. Maya Moore also announced her retirement. Yeah. So she had already left the game a few years back, but she made it official earlier on the Today Show, I think it was. And both her and her husband, Jonathan Irons, they have a book that just came out in regards to their whole story. Nice. So, yeah, she's like, she's still going to continue on with her social justice, and she wants to be home with her family too.
And be a wife. And he's been locked up for quite some time. I'm sure that they want to, have this life together, So that's cool.
You've been already out of the game for 3-4 years. Like, why?
Right.
Forget it. You're doing so much more that's, really important out there. Yeah. So keep that up. It's also right now free agency for the WNBA. And where's Stewie gonna go?
Where's Candace?
Where's Candace Parker going? Nneka and Chiney Ogwumike, they're both Courtney Vandersloot and Allie Quigley. Are they gonna have to go together? Do they stay as a package? Because that they are married.
Right.
Emma Messiman is coming. I wouldn't mind seeing Emma on our team as a center because we could use an extra little support in that center position.
But I would like Stewie, but we'd have to give up so many key people for her, and it's not even worth it.
We can't do that. We need to keep our girls together. However, Kia Stokes and TP, they both are free agents, so we'll see what happens with them.
I thought Kia Stokes was doing really well this past season with the
she was doing good. Yeah.
And I think her development could be only better, but we do need a strong big in that center position.
Sophie Cunningham, who's always given us issues, she's a free agent. I didn't realize Diana Taurasi is a free agent. And then we all know Brittany Griner, but she's already mentioned that she's going to be staying with the Mercury this season. But it's a lot going on. And the first big one to hit was Jonquel Jones.
Yeah, she's going to
getting traded to the Liberty.
Wow,
she's going to be playing with Sabrina Ionescu. Listen, the Sun are clearing house right now. So
they have rumors that Stewie might go to the Liberty. If she goes to the Liberty, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's gonna be
loaded, you know what I mean?
Unbelievable. So this was a 3-way trade, as you can see on the screen. Taisha Harris, Rebecca Allen go to the Connecticut Sun. Dallas Wings get Crystal Dangerfield, and then of course the Liberty get Jonquel Jones and Kayla Thornton from the Wings. But that wasn't it. Then there was more. Yeah. And then you've got Jasmine Thomas there on the left. I'm sorry. Yes. She is going, the Sun traded for her and a first round pick to the Sun traded her and a first round pick to the Sparks. The Sun are going to receive Jasmine Walker and like some other picks. Alicia Gray there on the right. Her deal isn't finalized. It just took off today. It just got put out today. She's going to the Dream from the Wings, and apparently Atlanta has the 3rd and 8th overall picks for this year's draft in April, so they're not sure if it's going to be including for one of those. But I know the Dream, they barely didn't make the playoffs, and I know that they were an up-and-coming team. They had new coaches, new ownership.
It's a shakeup for them. I don't know what that's going to look like. It looks like it's a vanilla team starting all over again, trying to rebuild.
It's going to be crazy.
It is.
But yeah, when that Breanna Stewart or Candace Parker news hits.
Listen, Candace will stay. I think she's not going to go anywhere. I think Breanna is definitely leaving. I think she's leaving. Where would Candace go?
I don't know. But
I don't know where else she could go. Chicago's.
But but Chicago's got 4 people now that are, big people. Candace, Courtney, Allie, Emma, they all are free agents. I don't know.
I don't either.
So much to talk, so much to figure out. And hopefully we'll see where it goes.
I'm really worried about that Stewie situation. Please stay with Seattle. Like, come on. Let them throw you a bag, something. I just don't want to see her in New York. I really don't want to see that.
But she doesn't have Sue. But she doesn't have Sue no more. So she's kind of like, hey, now time to start over. It's a new start for her.
We're gonna do like the NBA, just build us a dream team.
Then we don't got to go after Seattle every year in the playoffs.
Yeah, but we would have to go up to the Liberty. Jeez.
Yeah. Oh,
we need a big, you guys. We need a big, and we need to figure out how that's going to work.
So these designations for free agency are till the 20th. Negotiations begin the 21st, and then contracts start getting signed the 1st. Mind you, season starts in May, so we're slowly coming around. This should be interesting, though. Yeah. Hey, I did want to mention, because I love me some rescue dogs. I adopted Tilly, and we love our Animal Help Alliance, where we usually post a lot of the dogs that are up for adoption. 2 things happening right now. If you're a rock fan or you love the Cherry Bomb girls, they're like a rock group, Cherry Bomb Official. You can go on their Instagram and order. They have a calendar out. If you see there on the top right here, that's Clover, who is one of the babies that was born
Hey,
through Animal
Clover.
Help Alliance. And it's also Tilly's Foster's baby.
Oh,
So
okay.
Clover had her very first photo shoot for the calendar. The calendar, 20% of the funds go towards Animal Help Alliance that helps all these dogs in the rescue and providing for their care and medical needs. And
Right.
listen, the vets bills pile up.
Oh, I
Along
believe it.
those lines, if you are here in Las Vegas, Friday, if there's a Dutch Brothers by you, make sure to go visit, because every drink that you order, Dutch Brothers will donate $1 to Animal Help Alliance. That's
Okay.
huge. Yeah. So if you're a coffee drinker, a tea drinker, whatever you got to do, if you got Dutch Brothers by you, between 5 a.m. and close, any of their 22 locations in Vegas and Henderson,
22 locations.
they will donate $1 of every drink that they sell to Animal Help Alliance. So congratulations to them. And for some girl power, I couldn't put the video down because it was a song that would have definitely gotten pulled. But these girls and boys really did their thing. The UNLV Rebel Girls and Company won the 2023 UDA D1 National Hip Hop Championship, beating last year's winners, LSU Tigers. So congratulations to these ladies and gentlemen, because they really put on a great show. If you haven't seen it,
was great.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, go online and check it out, because it really was great.
Yeah,
they were good. Also, one last little girl power, not even little, it's a great girl power.
Yeah, it is.
Erin Robers, hired by the Packers, an assistant athletic trainer. She is the first.
Yeah.
I repeat, first.
Say it.
Woman to become a full-time trainer in the Packers franchise history.
I believe
I'm sorry, but aren't the Packers one of the oldest teams in the league? This is their first full-time trainer in Packers history.
Congratulations, Aaron. That is so great. Like, I saw that post earlier today, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!"
Also, shout out to the Packers too, because they actually donated $100,000 for AEDs and in the name of Darren Hamlin too. So that was pretty dope for the Packers to do. Yeah. Very cool.
Did they donate to local sports?
I believe it's for the community. I think it's like community. Yeah, I believe so. Okay. I didn't see exactly who it got donated to, but they donated $100,000 for AEDs just for that purpose. Perfect. So that was good.
That's great.
Yeah. Some sneaker drops. Ivy Park is back out with some Adidas.
Really? That's what those look like?
This is the top 10 2000 apparently.
What are those?
Maybe go ask Beyonce.
I mean, I'm part of the Bayhive and everything, but I'm not co-signing to that. I'm not feeling it.
I just don't get this whole moon boot thing action that's happening lately in a lot of these shoes. It's not.
Well, they're trying to look at designer. And
that's the thing, is that's what makes the designers not look so great. It's the moon boots. To me, that's me. But at Pharrell is teaming up with Adidas for the NMDS1 MAHBS. This is the oatmeal with human race across it. I do like the sole on these ones. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the sole is cool.
I like the colors.
That's all right.
So it's got the oatmeal, the royal blue. Yeah. You can check those out. The Air Jordan 23. This is the year of the rabbit. These will be out on the 22nd. Oh, sorry. The Pharrells will be on the 21st. Ivy Parks will also be on the 21st. And of course, these Year of the Rabbits by the Jordan 23.
I got to see a fit with that Ivy Park for sure. Something's got to.
I mean, I'm sure you can make it a fit. Probably.
I just got to see what they're pairing that with.
Or how heavy are those too? Like, I don't know.
I mean, they don't look heavy. I just was curious to see what fit you're wearing with that. What's the trend with that?
Maybe like an orange jumpsuit. Those girls be wearing those little, just short, little jumpsuit things, leotards.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking. I'm like, look at Asics. Come on, Asics.
Look at the Asics coming through. These are the Brain Dead with Asics combo. The Gel Nimbus 9-pack. They come in 2 different colorways. Those will be out on the 24th. I'm not an Asics person, but my mom loves Asics.
Asics are comfortable and they make great running shoes. I mean, the Unclouds are just as more comfortable, but I mean, if you want to be a little stylish, I mean, the Asics ain't a bad look.
I guess.
I mean, at the end of the day, now I'm at the point where the sneakers are just the sneakers. However you curate your style and look, just go.
How you doing? It's all you. Exactly.
Yeah, it's all you.
We got
Almost
some new
scary.
Air Jordan 2s coming out. These are the crafts.
the
These will
colorway
be
on
out
those?
on the 26th. I do like the color. I'm not so fond as much
I'm never a
of that
two person,
back
but I
heel.
do like
I'm
that.
not a 2-person, but there are some 2s that I'm interested in that come out at the beginning of February, which I will definitely share on the show because it has my favorite lime green in it.
Oh, okay.
And I do need 1 pair of 2s for a collect. You know, to have a collection, I feel like I need to have 1 pair at least of each 1 through 12.
Well, I love I only have 1 pair of the
I don't have any
2s.
2s. I have
I do.
men's,
I have the
so,
infrared
yeah.
2s. I don't wear them
Yeah.
though. I'm
Those are
selling those too,
coming
by
out
the way.
too. Oh,
I'm sure
okay.
they are. I got those in 2011. I'm sure they are.
Well, you better put them out. Better hit my Poshmark and put them on
I
there
know
for you.
something because the toe box is short on me right now. I haven't really worn them. Maybe I need to put them on real quick and see if I can wear them.
Test them
I
out.
don't know. Yeah, test them out.
We also got more Dunks restocks, the white sail, the Phantom Gold. These will be out on the 26th. So if you are a Dunk fan and you like these 2 colorways, they restock for the 26th. And that's it. That's all we got.
Shout out to Miss Ballin D and
Yes.
No Play Sport because she had the father of Ashari Hughes. I don't know if you remember that story.
Oh, she did?
Yes,
Yeah.
on her show tonight. So big ups to her. Big ups to him.
I'm going to have to rewatch
for
that.
having the strength to
Yes.
have his platform, talk about
Oh.
AEDs, talking about everything that happened in that situation, and just the positivity that he has of the outcome of everything that's going on. They will be posting something about another game that the Raiders are going to be contributing, another flag football game coming up where the Raiders are going to be contributing jerseys, and I think another organization is going to be contributing jerseys for both teams to play in honor of Ashari. So
that'll be great.
Big ups to her. Angel in the sky looking over and making change happen. And also, rest in peace the other young kid that collapsed on the field too.
Yeah, I forgot
it
his
seems
name.
to be a thing. I want to say Jacob.
Unfortunately, it's a thing, and it shouldn't
It
be.
is. It really shouldn't. But yeah. So the dad was on there, and he was speaking, and it was just honestly a great show. So shout out to them for having.
Well, make sure you go to No Play Stuff. I gotta watch it because I was busy when
Check
they
it
were
out.
on. But
Yes.
we
definitely
love supporting
Jordan.
too.
That's his name. Yes.
Okay.
Jordan Brister. Right. So rest in peace to him as well. But yeah, and that's our show.
And we appreciate y'all.
Thanks.
And we will catch you again next week, same time. If you're just catching the end, make sure you hit the replay, go to our YouTube, subscribe at Girl Chat Sports, follow us at Girl Chat Sports on all social media, and get into our Girl Chat Sports Facebook group. Check it out.
Yeah, join the chat.
We'll see y'all next week.
Yeah. Next Wednesday. Bye-bye.